Right, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Accord 2.2 Type S diesel. 61 plate, as you can see, with 55,000 miles on the clock. Finished in black, full black leather interior, and really lovely condition. So the lights, the sun's quite low today, or doing early, so trying to keep my shadow out of the way as best I can for you. It's got the new style front end with the new little daylights or side lights running into the headlights there, but the front end's in very nice condition. Only a very light stone chips, which you'd expect on any age or mileage of vehicle, but they're few and far between. It's certainly one of the better ones. Externally, the car's in really fabulous condition. It really is such a good looking car. Come down the near side, panel works clean, crisp, no indentations in there at all. Any marks absolutely minor. Front alloy, really nice alloy design on these, again very good. Just the tiniest bit of roadside curbing which you'd get usually on the near side wheels, not always. But panel work, as you can see there, really clean and crisp. And then alloy on that side, again really nice as well. But it is a fabulous looking car. Just hopefully you can come down there outside the sunlight the best I can. But really very clean. So I do apologise, the sun plays merry hell on the videos. Around the back end, again all clean and crisp. Parking sensors front and rear, which complements the parking camera on the car. And then down the off side of the car, again really clean in the panel work. It's a beautiful looking car, this. Full set of Pirelli P0s on the car with loads and loads of tread. Brakes in fabulous condition as well, loads of pad life. Discs are really good, front and rear. I mean, if you look hard, you'll find the odd tiny little mark that the camera doesn't pick up, but in all honesty, you'll have to look pretty hard. Just to pan back, but say a really fabulous looking car in really lovely condition. Coming into the boot area, huge boots on these Accords, beautifully finished and in really fabulous condition. Again, it doesn't look as though much has been put in the back of them. You can drop the seats down, you get those little tabs there you can pull. To apologise, get the sunlight out of the way. Goodness me, the sun's really quite annoying. It's lovely, but it's annoying. And then underneath here, you've got the full toolkit, and inflation kit is here and present with the car. Coming into the back of the car now, in all honesty, I don't think anyone's hardly ever sat in the back of this car. It looks and feels, all the leatherwork, all the trims, look absolutely as new in the back here. It's in fabulous condition. As with the back, the front's in really beautiful condition as well. All the switches in top order, nothing sort of damaged or rubbed off on those at all. Driver's seat exhibits virtually no wear of any note at all in there. It really is fantastic. And likewise, front passenger seat is beautiful too. So I do apologise for the sun. I'm under pressure to get these videos done as best I can. Ideally I do them on cloudy days where you can pick up the interiors, but it's so clean, it's not worth mentioning hardly anything on this. So I sat inside the car now, engine's running, so it has been all the way through, and passenger door card, again, as with the rest of the dashboard, looks in just pristine condition. It is absolutely fantastic. See there, sat nav working absolutely perfectly. Just pop it into reverse there, and you've got this lovely parking camera as well. All the switches, all in fabulous order. And these sort of wooded areas have been kept beautifully. All the little recesses are lovely as well. Only wear of any note, just a little bit of ring wear on top of the gear lever there, but it doesn't detract in any way. Then coming into the dashboard, hopefully you can see 55,356 miles, and only the fuel light illuminated. There's no warning lights on the car. Auto lights and auto wipers, and then you've got this multifunction steering wheel with cruise control top right and information on the bottom right there. And you've got your hands-free functions and radio controls on the left hand side, but all the switches, everything working exactly as it should, and as I said, in fabulous condition. Just to quickly show you, do have the original owner's manual pack for car manual and navigation manual, and lock and wheel nut key is here and present with the car. So finally, just to come under the engine bay, just to point out, the engines always sound a lot noisier on video than you do when you're physically stood here. Really nicely presented engine, 180 brake horsepower, cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts on these cars at all. It's been serviced 5 times by the Honda main dealers, full service history with them. Wasn't actually due a service, but we have literally just serviced the car today in preparation for sale. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video for a Honda Accord. Quite a rare beast, this one. This is the 2.2 Type S diesel car. It's registered MK61HAA, and mileage at the start of the road test is 55,350 miles. Reason we do the road tests, as I said, all of them, it's very simple. Cars much like this, rare cars, people are willing to, use the Auto Trader site in particular to look, hundreds of miles away if necessary for the right car. Unfortunately, that also means if garages or individuals aren't honest and there's an issue with a car, then you may have wasted many hours on the road, and it's incredibly frustrating. So that's why we do it. So if there's any issues on the vehicle, I do, and I always have done, relay them back to you, no matter what they may be. Also worth pointing out, road test is done on exactly the same roads close to our business where any road test will be conducted. This is kind of rush hour around here, so you can see just how quiet it is. It means you just concentrate on driving the car rather than sort of driving around sort of busy built up roads. So starting with the car, the engine in particular, clearly this car has been looked after by Honda throughout its life, and it is absolutely obvious straight away. Engine starts immediately, quietly, settles to a very even idle, sounds absolutely perfect, and pulls like a train. It really, it's 180 horsepower. These, it's the only 2.2 with this horsepower output in the range. It's exclusive for the Type S version, and it's a brilliant unit, very smooth, very powerful, and very, very economical too. But as an example of one, can't fault it. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Just having said that, apart from the low fuel light, which is just pinged on, which I'll put some more fuel in to get rid of. But engine, cannot fault it. Likewise, clutch and gearbox. Clutch is light, positive, squeak and click free. Bite point is exactly where it wants to be, and it bites perfectly. When the clutch is in or out, the engine note says exactly the same. There's no vibrations or otherwise. Coming to the gearbox, Honda 6-speed gearbox. Honda are famed for their gearboxes, and rightly so. And this is another, it's a brilliant gear change. It's got a really positive action to it, very accurate, really lovely synchromesh. It kind of sucks the gears in, but what it isn't is kind of lifeless and soulless, which is what so many gearboxes are. It's kind of got a sort of a weighting about it, which I really like. And again, the point of the video is to pick up on any kind of issues there might be, but there's nothing at all. It's got a lovely solidity of gear change, and I can't feel any wear in it at all. If you hear a light pinging, it's got one of these. The person that owned the car must have had one of these 50-mile-an-hour alarms set, which I'll turn off because they drive me insane. So in terms of powertrain of the car, engine, gearbox, clutch, absolutely faultless. They're as close to perfect as you could ever expect to get. Steering on the car, there's no vibrations coming back through it. Track's nice and straight. You've got it's a nice weighting to the helm. It's one of the very best of this type, because it's now going on to the electric power steering, which I've not always been a fan of. But this, as I said, is one of the very best. It's quick, it's accurate, it's precise, and I can't detect any wear in it at all. Suspension of the vehicle, when I'm going over the bumps, I can hear the bumps, which is quite right and quite normal. I'm not getting any secondary kind of clunks or bangs or anything from underneath or rattles, which would suggest everything's in very, very good order. The chassis and the steering really work brilliantly together. They are a wonderful combination. The steering's the right side of sporty without being over direct, which can be nervous at speed, and the suspension is genius. It's got a compliance and a damping which absorbs all but the worst ridges and sharp sort of edges on roads, but what it gives you is a really, really fluid handling. It's it's so composed, even at speed. And I've driven one of these around our local race circuit, and it's an amazing car with an amazing balance. It beggars belief really that it can be as comfortable as it is now, but have the precision at the limit which it affords as well. So, but great setup. Brakes on the car, really solid brake pedal, no pulsing, no vibrations, nothing to suggest the brakes are in anything other than very good condition. Looking around inside the car, I mean, to be fair, whoever owned this vehicle has kept the car in absolutely stunning condition. It looks and feels like a brand new car in here. There's only one tiny bit of wear, which is very common on them, the top of the gear knobs, which is kind of this alloy effect. Whoever's had it's got a ring on, because it has marked that on top slightly. It doesn't detract. I'm being really fussy because the rest of the car is absolutely immaculate inside. Rear seats, front seats, passenger seat, hardly look as though they've ever been sat on, as you'll know from the walk-around video. But what the video and what I can't really impart wholly is just how solid this car feels on the road. The interior is quite brilliantly assembled, and the build quality is astonishing. No squeaks, no rattles, no buzzers, no nothing. It's quiet, it's refined, it feels as though it's carved out of granite. It's got a wonderfully solid feel to the car. In every respect, every control you feel just feels machined and brilliantly made. I've long argued that build quality shouldn't be assessed by motor magazines based on brand new cars. What is the point? Every car, or most cars these days, are well built when they're new. Build quality is how it stands up to miles and years of use, and this is where Honda are light years ahead of the vast majority of manufacturers, and why cars like this feel the way they do. But you got everything's working exactly as it should. Heated seats, climate controlled, blowing out lovely cold air. Really nice high up, really big screen for the sat-nav system as well, which is very simple and easy to use. As you can see, they're working absolutely perfectly too. Instrument gauges, classic Honda, very simple, very easy to take the information in, and all the gauges working exactly as they're intended to. Worth pointing out that the temperature gauge is running at a third, and the car's been running for quite some time now, which suggests that the engine is running at its optimum temperature, which is exactly where it should be. But in all honesty, so the video really is to point out any issues on the car. I can't find a single thing. It drives sensationally well, this car. However, if I've missed something on the video, trust me, it's not by intent of design. Please do give me a call, and I'll happily answer any questions. But this is an absolute belter of a car.